Hi everyone, viewers, join the live streaming and today's topic of discussion is the use of as soon as, no sooner had and hardly when. It is going to be a very important class. Hello, who has joined? Oh, thank you very much. And call your friends and your classmates to attend the class, to join the class, and I shall be very much enthused or inspired to share my ideas with you. Hello, and I fervently hope that all of you will like, comment, share, and subscribe too. However, whatever may be the fact, let us enter the topic, and we should not make our introduction lengthy. Use of as soon as, no sooner had, and hardly when. All these are the examples of adverb clause. All these are the examples of adverb clause. For example, I have picked up, I have made a lesson plan of my own so that you may be benefited to increase your fluency in English and also to enhance your writing capability. The match started. The match started. It may be a football match, it may be a cricket match, etc. Immediately, it started raining. Suppose the match started and immediately it started raining. I have given you two sentences and you have been asked to combine into a complex sentence by using as soon as. Clear? Now let us combine. As soon as the match started, as soon as the match started, it started raining. Now let us analyze the sentence. It started raining, principal clause, that is independent clause. As soon as the match started, adverb clause of time, adverb clause of time, and modifying the verb started. Hello my viewers, I hope that you have understood. As soon as the match started, it started raining. Now, you may be asked to combine the sentences by using no sooner. By using no sooner. How will you combine? When you use no sooner, you will have to use either did or had, because no sooner is a negative adverbial. No sooner is a negative adverbial. If you feel any problem in understanding the matter, you must type what problem you are facing, and I will try my level best to clear your doubts. No sooner had the match started, I am giving you the solution. No sooner had the match started. Had is an auxiliary verb and it has preceded the subject match. Because if a sentence begins with a negative adverbial, the auxiliary verb must precede the subject. Here match is subject. Therefore, no sooner had the match started than it started raining. No sooner must be followed by than, THAN, than. Clear? But you may use no sooner than, but instead of did, instead of had, you may use did as it is in the past form. For example, no sooner did the match start, now did is the past form, therefore the finite verb or the principal verb must be in the present form. No sooner did the match start, not started. Not started. If you use had, you will use the past participle form of the verb. Clear? So, no sooner did the match start than it started raining. So, you have the option. You may use no sooner had, you may use no sooner do, or no sooner did. Now, come to hardly when, but all these have the same meaning. If you are asked to combine the two sentences by using hardly when, you have another option. For example, hardly had the match started when it started raining. In the case of hardly, you will have to use when, not than. Remember it. Again, I am repeating. Hardly had the match started. Hardly had the match started when it started raining. If you use no sooner had, you will have to use when, not than. Remember it. So, as soon as no sooner had and hardly when, all these have the same meaning. All these have the same meaning. Clear? But when you use no sooner had, you must use when. My dear viewers, I think that I am able to make you understand the difference between as soon as and no sooner had and no sooner had and hardly when. All these three types have the same meaning. So why don't you like? Why don't you subscribe? Why don't you like and comment? Therefore, I am going to give you more examples. I have given only 3 examples. Now I am going to give you more examples so that you may understand the use. For example, we reached the station. We reached the station. Immediately after reaching, the train departed. The train departed. Clear? Just follow. We reached the station. Immediately after reaching, the train departed. And you have been asked to combine 2 sentences by using as soon as. Very easy matter. As soon as we reached the station, the train departed. As soon as we reached the station, the train departed. Number 1. And if you use no sooner, you will have to write no sooner had we reached the station, then the train departed. No sooner had I reached the station, the train departed. Thank you very much. You have joined, and you must call your friends so that they may attend and they may not miss the class, the live streaming on as soon as, no sooner had, and hardly when. And let us come to the point. Hardly had we reached the station when the train departed. Hardly when we reached the station, you see that hardly you may use like this. Hardly did we or hardly had we reached the station when the train departed. When the train departed. Clear? Hardly is also negative. Hardly, scarcely, barely, rarely, all these are negative forms. So hardly had we reached the station, the train, when the train departed. When you use hardly, you must use when. Clear? Now let us come to another example. The teacher entered the class. The teacher entered the class. The students stopped making a noise. The teacher entered the class. The students stopped making a noise. Clear? And you are asked to join the sentences by using as soon as, by using no sooner, and by using hardly. Then how will you join? First, as soon as the teacher entered the class, First, as soon as the teacher entered the class, the students stopped making a noise. This is the first format. Now, use no sooner. No sooner had the teacher entered the class, then the students stopped making a noise. When you are using no sooner, you must use then. You may use like this. No sooner did the teacher enter the class, not entered, but enter. Enter the class, the students stopped making a noise. Clear? If you use hardly, it will be like this. Hardly had the teacher entered the class when the students stopped making a noise. Hardly when. Clear? Another example. The bomb exploded. The bomb exploded. Clear? With a terrible sound. The bomb exploded with a terrible sound. The police rushed to the spot immediately. Immediately. Suppose your teacher has asked you to combine the sentences by using as soon as, or no sooner, or hardly. Clear? And what will you do? You will have to see which action occurred first. Which action occurred first? The first action will take as soon as, or hardly, or no sooner. The first action. For example, as soon as the bomb exploded, as soon as the bomb exploded with a terrible noise or a terrible sound, the police rushed to the spot immediately. But if you are asked to use negative form, you will have to write, no sooner had the bomb exploded with a terrible sound, then the police rushed to the spot. Then the police rushed to the spot. Clear? Or, in the alternative way, no sooner did the bomb explode with a terrible sound, the police rushed to the spot immediately. Clear? Or, if you use hardly, hardly had the bomb exploded. I have already mentioned that hardly is also the negative form. Hardly is also the negative form. So when the sentence begins with the negative form, the auxiliary verb must precede the subject. Clear? For example, hardly had the bomb exploded with a terrible sound, when the police rushed to the spot. I am very happy to see that many of my viewers are on the screen and they are very much inspired to like to listen to my live streaming on as soon as, no sooner had, and hardly when. And if you are benefited, if you think that you are benefited, I have already made a lesson plan for you. Okay? Somebody is writing something. What is he writing? Can you please tell me when to use past indefinite and when to past perfect? Oh, this is your question. Past perfect is actually between the past indefinite and past perfect. Past indefinite and past perfect, there is a slight difference. For example, I woke up in the morning before, or I had woken up in the morning before my father woke up. Now, which action occurred first? The first action will take past perfect tense, and the second action will take past indefinite tense. The patient had died before the doctor came. So there are two actions in the past. When two actions will occur in the past, just I am conversing with you, I am chatting with you. When two actions will occur in the past, the action which takes place or which happens first will take past indefinite tense, past perfect tense, sorry. And the latter that will occur will take past indefinite tense. Clear? So here lies the difference between past perfect and past indefinite. But in the case of no sooner had, no sooner did, you are at option, you are at liberty. Hello, my dear friend. You should know that here there is no barrier. Here there is no barrier when to use past perfect and when to use past indefinite. When you are using as soon as, no sooner had, and hardly when. For example, I am giving you another example. The robbers broke into the room. The robbers broke into the room. Clear? The dacoits or the robbers broke into the room. The woman made no delay to raise an alarm. I have already made a lesson plan for you, my dear friends. So, which action occurred first? The robbers broke into the room. It is the first action. So, when you use, my name is Sukumar Bairagi. I am from West Bengal, India, just near Kolkata. So, you are also an English teacher, so I am very much happy to have you with me, and I hope that you will agree with me that I am going to share my ideas with you. Clear? Uttar Pradesh. Okay, very fine. Once upon a time, I stayed for a brief time in Kanpur. At Kanpur, I spent a brief time of my life. Okay? But I am very unhappy that I can't speak Hindi. I understand Hindi, I know Hindi, and I can, when someone speaks Hindi, I can understand, but I can't speak Hindi. It is the tragic part of my life. Okay, I will try my best at my old age how to learn Hindi. Okay, the robbers broke into the room. So the action broke into the room is the first action. If you use as soon as, oh what? Oh, Mamata Didi. Oh, it's, my dear sir, it's an irrelevant question because West Bengal, it's the government, it's the Didi's government which is ruling, and we are under her regime. Therefore, I have no option to comment. I have right to thinking, but not to express. In West Bengal, economic condition is deteriorating very much, and unemployment problem is increasing day by day. Day by day, even those who achieved or acquired some job in teaching, they have become unemployed by the verdict of the Supreme Court, and it is sub judice. So I have no right to say something about it, my dear sir. However, I am discussing, as soon as the robbers broke into the room, the woman made no delay to raise an alarm. As soon as the robbers broke into the room, the woman raised an alarm. Alarm. Clear? So, when you use as soon as, there is no problem of using then or when. I have already mentioned that no sooner had and hardly, both are negative adverbials. And when you use negative adverbial, the auxiliary verb must precede the subject. Clear? So, when you use no sooner had, you see, no sooner had the robbers broken into the room. When you are using had, you must use broken. Broken into the room, then the woman raised an alarm. Then the woman raised an alarm. Clear? If you use hardly had the robbers broken into the room when the woman raised an alarm. Hardly is followed by when, and no sooner is followed by then. You may use both had, you may use both had or did. If you use had, the principal verb must be in the past participle form, and if you use did, the principal verb must be in the past form. Clear? So let us stop here. 30 minutes have already passed, and I fervently hope that the channel An Easy Step to English Grammar will come to your benefit ultimately, will help you to increase your fluency, your vocabulary, your grammatical knowledge, and everything else, your writing capability. And therefore, I hope that all of you will like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your one subscription will be very much helpful to me, and that is my request for all of you. Next day, again, I will appear before you, and conversation will go on. There will be no problem. Come across several sentences where only one action, but still they use past participle. Please tell me out. Okay. Next day, I shall discuss about it. Today I am very tired and sleepy, and I am going to my bed. Rubbish makes sense. Please answer. If you feel it rubbish, someone may think it rubbish, because if someone sings a classical song in front of me, I shall not classical song, and then I will call it rubbish, and that is why it seems to you rubbish. Clear? Thanking all of you. Good night. Stay safe, stay mellow, and I hope all of you will prosper. Good night.